Yo, what's good? Today I'm just gonna be talking about some of the worst things I did to get hold of drugs and to fund my addiction. So I'm just gonna start off by saying, now I am clean off of drugs. I've been about a month and a half clean off of drugs. Um, I was an addict for about 4 years, 3 years before I stopped. It got to a point where I was using every day, and if it wasn't every day, then it was most days. But I'm just gonna go and get straight into it, bro. So I'd say flat out, probably the worst thing I did do was I'd steal from people very frequently. I stole from my granddad a lot. I'd say that was the most I stole for drugs. I would go to his house and steal whatever I could. Um, I'm not proud of it at all, obviously. And it didn't just stop there. I stole a lot off my parents. I stole a lot of money. I stole a lot of things off of people that I thought I could sell. I stole a lot from shops and stuff like alcohol. I'd sometimes sell the alcohol or just drink it if I didn't have anything. And yeah, that's pretty much how a lot of it went, and how a lot of me actually getting what I needed for those few years. Um, I stole from, my granddad, family, friends, my ex. And, looking back on it, it really does eat me up. And there's a lot of regrets I have that just stem from my drug addiction. And if I could just go back and, I guess, not have done all those things, it's what I would do. But I'm in the present now, I can't change it. And I'm doing what I can to make up for those things. So, moving on to kind of the second worst thing I would say was I would often sell a lot of my possessions for drugs. So a lot of possessions that I wanted to keep, a lot of just new things that was bought by my family and everything. I would just sell it. And I sold my Xbox, I sold a lot of clothes, I sold a very expensive coat. I sold a number of things for drug money, and I do regret it. There are a lot of things that I wish I could have back. And again, like I said, there's a lot of things that I do regret that stem from my drug addiction. But honestly, that was kind of a demon that took over me, and I'm just trying to find myself again at this point. So, yeah, on to this third thing. I'd say one of the worst things that I did was probably also sell the drugs myself to fund my habit. When I was selling them, it was never massive, massive bits or whatever. It was nothing like that. It was just kind of enough to keep myself going. And, that was kind of the worst for me because I was just basically getting whatever it was I'd get, a lot of weed. I'd sell it and I just spent it all on drugs, and I kept doing it and kept doing it. And it got to a point where it's taking it out of me, even trying to get out of bed and then drop it all off to these people whilst, going through withdrawals or whatever and not having drugs at some points. And, it's a whole thing. It was fucking me up, and it put a lot of pressure on me that I didn't need. So obviously, my hormones and everything probably weren't at perfect levels considering I was doing drugs. But yeah, I wouldn't say that me selling my possessions is necessarily bad in the way you might have thought it was, but to me it's bad. Yeah, I've lost a lot of shit doing that. I regret that, bro. I lost a lot of shit doing that. Another thing I kind of looked down on myself upon for doing was, during my drug addiction, I'd meet people just to, like my friends or my cousin or whatever. I'd kind of meet them just to smoke or get fucked. And, looking back on it, I've lost a lot of friends and I've lost a lot of people that I used to do that with. And I feel like I kind of took a lot for granted. Um, lesson me learn fucking make the most out of the time you've got with people and everything, it's But yeah, I really do regret doing that, and to me, it is definitely one of the worst things because I look back on it just wishing I could have had so much more. But instead, I spent all that time just doing drugs, caring about getting high. And obviously, I know I shouldn't keep dwelling on the past, but obviously, I know there are things that I definitely fucked up for myself doing that, and I feel like I should definitely be aware of that. Obviously, I should never forget completely about the things I did. And yeah, the next thing kind of ties into the last one, but I thought I should just kind of mention it. But I will kind of manipulate people in a way into giving me drugs or drug money, whatever it was, so that I could get high. And again, it's just something that you know I just view it as something that should be on a video like this, just on the topic. So yeah, those have been the things that I've kind of had to come to terms with, and the things that I used to do when I was a drug addict. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you do up until this point, have a good day.